Hey guys, this is a little update and a little talk about the stimulus package, what the politicians doing, and what's going on, just so I can maybe give some information and just let out some of this talking. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, there ain't no progress on what we all really want, period. Some money from the government to help us get through this time. Nothing. We haven't received nothing in, I guess, almost 4 months since that first stimulus check, and then some people, even on that first one, that really needed it also didn't receive it for different reasons, especially about child support. There's a lot of people who needed it, who was paying child support or not because of whatever reason, didn't receive money. Then there was some folks who was dependents, and they didn't receive money. It was folks who was married to somebody who didn't have a social security number, basically, you know, somebody from another country or whatever, and they both was probably, you know, both was working, contributing, and guess what? If they didn't have a social security number and you was married to them, neither one of y'all got money. It was a lot of unfair things. And then, you know, that $1,200 really wasn't nothing. They promised a second one months ago. It never happened. They still going back and forth. They talking about, you know, the Democrats want to spend $3 trillion. The Republicans want to spend $1 trillion now. Now that's the issue. They got all these other issues solved, especially giving money to folks who need it. They've been had that solved, the $1,200. They've been had it solved, but they including it in this other stuff to hold up the whole thing. They could have just sent out the money while they're going through the other, but they didn't want to do it for some reason. And I bet you they agreed on that reason together about still holding it up. Any rate, so it caused, you know, this negotiations that's been failing. It caused the president, Donald Trump, to execute some kind of law thing so that people with evictions, people who depend on unemployment right now, and people who work and need a tax cut, suspension, whatever you call it. He put in this executive order to into law so that it can happen. All the other politicians are saying it's illegal, he can't do it, and even since he signed it, they ain't got it ain't really into effect. Plus, he put one clause, especially into the unemployment, where each state got to contribute $100, which is, you know, just saying, dude, you know, it's the same as saying, you know, I'm gonna say I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna put it out your reach so you can't get it, or some shit. But at any rate, none of it most likely even going to pass, because they're gonna stop it because it's illegal for some reason. But it still go back to, even if he could get this executive order through, it has nothing in there about getting the citizens and the people stimulus money. Even if it went through, it'll give $400 to people on unemployment. It'll keep landlords from evicting people. Not saying though That rent ain't going away. All these months that you're not paying is still stacking up. When this shit is over with, you still gonna have to pay it back. You're gonna be behind, blase, and you still can't get evicted. Is a protection thing, but it ain't paying no landlords, no money, no rents, and it ain't helping you out really. Well, it kind of is, but it ain't going away. And then the tax cut thing only is a suspension. That means the money that they not taking out your check, you see what I'm saying, you still gonna owe it next year, so you'll be owing double, unless he get re-elected. And it ain't promised that he can do it, but that's the only way you're gonna not be able to pay it back. So none of this stuff is going away. And it's all just a politician promise, because none of it went in effect. Not even this executive order he put in and signed yesterday or whatever, it still ain't went into effect. But because he put a clause in there for the unemployment people, and then the evictions, you know, some people already got the eviction notices and stuff, and it's kind of, you know, it's all messed up. It ain't gonna work. But then they playing it on both sides, because the Democrats keep saying, you know, they all doing some bullshit. So nothing's happening. That whole data and promise of people having checks in their pocket by the 3rd week of August and different shit don't look likely at all, period. The coronavirus cases is going up. We passed 5 million. It's kind of it's going up, but it's been slowed. You know, it's still going up, but it's slow on the total many cases, the total many deaths, and the things, and people going to the hospital. I think mainly because of the mask. People slowed down on the protest and slowed down in some places. But unfortunately, consensus is it's going to rise back up, because kids going back to school, that shit ain't gonna work. It's gonna spread, and it's gonna spread back home. It's gonna spread. They got a real big thing that's gonna just really, it's kind of crazy. Sturgis. I don't know if you heard about Sturgis or know about it, but any rate, South Dakota, biggest motorcycle gathering since I don't know when, 60 something. 250,000 motorcyclists from all over the fucking country ride their motorcycle. I don't care where they at, from one end of the country to the next, for this 10-day party of motorcyclists. Packed, and it ain't no mask required, period. Then all these people, which is guaranteed somebody got coronavirus up in there, with all these people, then they gonna break and go back to all of these states, probably somebody from every state in the country, a few. And spread the virus. Not including that flu and cold season about to come up in another month, which this coronavirus is that kind of flu, kind of virus. So it's gonna make it, you know, 5-10 times harder, especially on people who get sick like that, with no vaccines or nothing. You know. So in no kind of corner, I don't see nowhere where it's really good news on the government helping folks out. This coronavirus thing, you know, the protesters have slowed down. You know, glad that's settling down. The weather been cool. You know, unfortunately, the other day, you know, I went fishing. I didn't go fishing all year, but me and my brothers and my brother's son went fishing down in Maumee River, downtown Toledo. And we had a real great time, caught some fish. Then ended up going over to my brother's house, and you know, my son and my daughter came through, and we ended up just having a great time talking on the porch. It was good weather on Saturday. And got drunk the whole shibiggity. Then I get home, I don't know, 5, 7 o'clock. When I get home, then my sister calls me and say my older brother Stanley passed away. You know, he was 60. Not from coronavirus, from other natural, you know, his health. You know. To end that, that's what's going on. Talk to you.